Good evening and welcome to the Jungle Gyms podcast. Today is Thursday, the 4th of November. It's about 7:05 in the evening right now, and we're about 55 minutes away, judging by my calculations, before kickoff. Ferencvaros versus Celtic. So we're playing away in Hungary, in Budapest, and well, we're in the Groupama Arena. The lineup has just been announced, but first and foremost, welcome Anthony and Daza. How you doing?
No too bad, pal. No too bad. Another European
All
night.
right, mate.
How's you,
It is
Gavin?
indeed. It is indeed. Mate, I'm good. I'm good. It's the third night in a row that I've been representing the Jungle Gyms. I need a break for this shit, man. Otherwise, I need to get paid. I'm only joking. Loving it, loving it. And obviously looking forward to the night. So, guys, the lineup has just been announced. Let's go through that, and then we'll break it down and get your thoughts. So, Joe Hart in goals. Right back, Ralston. Centre backs, Cameron Carter-Vickers, and of Welsh after the Starfelt injury. We've got Juranovic at left back. In the midfield, we've got Beaton, McGregor, and Turnbull. And up front, we've got Abada, presumably again on the right, Jota on the left, and Kyogo playing up front. So, let's take it away. Foremost, we've got Welsh coming in the defence. That was the alternative to playing Beaton back in defence. Daza, you happy with that?
Aye, 100% happy with that. Welsh hasn't there in there, but this will only help bring him on. I've said it for a long while. Beaton in the middle is better than Beaton at the back, and I think he's more of an anchor man there. So I'm
The lesser
happy
of two
with the way it
evils.
is. Aye, pretty much. So Welsh, it was good to see him back in. It's good to see now he's back. It's good to see him back in. Good to see him get experience. It can only help bring him on, and I trust him fully.
Do you think it's a predictable approach? Did you expect Ange to go for that? Was it fairly straightforward, the lineup here?
I'd say so. Aye.
Aye.
That team picked itself today.
McGinty, would you concur with that?
Yeah, pretty much exactly what Daz is saying there. It's good to see Welsh back into the squad now, back into the starting lineup. For me, it's long overdue seeing him back in the team, although you kind of understand why Starfelt and Vickers has been the preferred option for the last kind of couple of weeks. But it's a big game. It's a big game for Celtic. It's a big game for Welsh. He's been here before. He's played in European games already, so I think he'll manage it quite fine. But it's another wee step in his education as a footballer.
So as I said earlier on, we're playing in the Groupama Arena in Budapest. So the capacity 20,000, and there's not going to be any Celtic fans. I imagine it'll be a fairly hostile environment for the Celtic players. But out of that lineup that we've got, what players do you think we can rely on tonight? Whether the young and the young players, whether they've got a really kind of arrogant attitude, or the older players with their experience, what ones would you say are going to be the dependable ones that we can look upon to try and carry us through the tough moments during the game? Because there will be tough moments during the 90 minutes. That's off for that one, mate.
Mr. Reliable Joe Hart himself, obviously. Carter Vickers in the back, he's proved to be the one that's solid. Ralston's never let us down, so Ralston's there. Beaton and McGregor, ever dependable. And then obviously, hopefully, Jota and Furiashi. Kyogo.
Yeah.
Kyogo.
I wouldn't disagree. No, I wouldn't disagree with you. McGinty, do you think Turnbull could go missing tonight?
I think he's probably the weak link in the starting 11 is Turnbull. The last few games, he's really no hit the heights that we want him to be at, and he's definitely not a replacement for the Tom Rogic that we've came used to seeing this season. The starting lineup for me, I'm expecting to see good things from Jota and Kyogo as always. Abada's had a bit of a rest. He's now came in the last two games. I want to see him try and kind of hit the heights of his early season form. Mackinson, though, is there's not much on that bench. That bench is filled with youngsters and kind of bit part players almost.
You've got everybody and their granny on the bench, but I get what you're saying. So let me kind of read it out. You've got two goalkeepers. You've got Bain and you've got Olu Wayemi, who would imagine would be a Celtic youth product because it certainly wasn't one of the incoming names during the summer. So that's two goalkeepers. In defence, you've got Scales, who's a left back. You've got Usazi Urigide. You've got Dane Murray. And you've got Monty, another left back who can kind of play anywhere up the left hand side. Moving into kind of midfield, you've got Soro, you've got McCarthy. So that's good. We've got a bit of defensive solidity there. If we need to kind of, hopefully McCarthy is match fit tonight. Hopefully he can actually, he'll be dependable if we need to rely upon him. So you've got them two. You've got Mikey Johnson, who obviously can play up front. You've got Liam Shaw as well, and you've got the experience of Forrest. So Forrest could be very dependable tonight. We might have to call on him to kind of bail us out. I'm going to make the prediction: Forrest on for Abada at some point in the second half. Any of you disagree on that?
I find it hard to disagree on that one. Forrest and Johnston are probably the first two to come off the bench at some point. The rest of them, Giamakis hasn't kind of done it quite yet. I'm not slighting on him. It's just he's taking time to get there. And the rest of that bench, there's really no much there that's going to change the game for us. So I expect to see Forrest, for Abada, then Johnston at some point.
And before the game, Ange Postecoglou was saying... What, for Forrest on for Abada? Aye, that was a
bold prediction if there ever was one.
Very true, mate.
When the lineup's that obvious.
I was just beat.
Right, but before the game, Ange Postecoglou said in an interview, losing our first two games, it made it difficult, but we know that we have to beat Ferencvaros home and away. We've done half of that job. So we've got a chance. That's kind of where we are at the moment. We've got to go for the win. We've got to build a new team, and we're trying to play a certain way. We're fitting in new players. You don't want to miss these opportunities to test yourself and get growth and get development. That sounds like fighting talk. It sounds like he wants to get the win. He wants to put pressure on either Betis or Leverkusen, and that'll bring us up to hopefully 6 points if we get the win tonight. And we hope that somebody can drop points, and then that puts the onus on us to get another win, either against Betis or away in Germany against Leverkusen, as hard as that sounds. So he doesn't want to settle for third best and going to the Europa Conference League. So I'm looking forward to it. I should go with again and like playing away in Europe against a team that you think that you can beat, that you're backing us to beat. Would you reckon though, does a Jinko be one of the kind of professional performances? Do you think we're capable of being streetwise in these away European ties, or do you think that's too early in the game for this kind of developing team?
Well, see, the thing is, though, streetwise and away in Europe hasn't been our forte, no matter who the manager's been. So, you know, I'm just hoping. We don't underestimate them. We get there, we get the job done, as you said, a professional job done. We get there, get it done, and bring the 3 points back to Celtic Park. Then that way we gave ourselves a fighting chance. But I've kind of resorted to the fact that we're going to that Europa Conference League. Anyway, I think it's just a bridge too far for us now. But I get that, I understand that, and I've accepted that. So therefore, if we do it, it's a bonus, and if we don't, then I don't lie in my bed for days sleeping and sulking. But a draw, I think a draw is an acceptable result for us tonight, for that reason.
Yeah, a draw would be the kind of probably would secure us going into the Europa sexy. Kenny had just put in a message. He says that Beaton gives him the fear, and to be honest, I don't think any of us would disagree with him. But Kenny, before we finish up for this episode here, tell me, if you didn't want Beaton in, how would you rearrange the midfield? Who would you bring in? Would you bring in a McCarthy, or would you bring in a Soro? Out of curiosity, But I'm with you. Yeah, Beaton doesn't really give you like a kind of a sense of security. So I cannot disagree with you in that. McGinty, how do you think the game is going to pan out? And I'm going to ask you for your prediction for tonight.
I think we'll win. I think we've got it in our locker, especially for the starting 11 to go at them. You look at Abada, Jota, and Kyogo. We know how lethal that front three can be at times, and I would like to hope that we're going to go for 2-3 goals in the first half. Hopefully, I hope that's Ange's kind of philosophy to this game. So I'm going to go with the win. I do see what Daz is saying. A draw here tonight gives us the 4 points going into the last two games. It would mean that Ferencvaros would have to beat somebody out of Betis and Leverkusen, and I don't see that happening. I can see us getting something off Betis at home, but I can't see Ferencvaros doing anything to these two teams. So I think a draw will do enough to get us into third place, and we'll all settle for European football after Christmas. But I'm with us for going for this win, get the 6 points, and then when it comes to the Real Betis game at home, go at them and challenge for that second place. I'd rather be in the Europa League than the conference, but sitting down in a marker here tonight, get the 6 points off of Ferencvaros over the two games, and let's look to get that 9 points. I think we can do it. I think we definitely do it, and I think you're going to see a lovely game of football with those front three.
So play harder, go home, aye.
Very much, yeah.
Go harder, go home. I love it.
And before I leave you, McGinty, what's the football top that you're wearing?
This one is another wee Mexican club number. This is Tijuana this time. Don't ask me what's on the badge. I'm not entirely sure.
I want to say Arco fuck yourself.
Arco fuck yourself.
That's what they say.
Well,
Arco
that's
fuck
a sponsor.
yourself.
That's a sponsor more than anything else. But yeah, it's the
Fair
second
dues.
of three Mexican clubs that I've got just now.
I know that Rangers are playing right now. They're away to Brøndby. They're kind of in the same position as us. They beat Brøndby. I think that's the only 3 points they've got in the group, but they're getting beat right now. I don't have a TV in front of me. What is the score right now? They're away to Brøndby. What's the score just now, mate?
Still 1-0 to Brøndby with that header, a lovely header goal by Ballon for the own goal just before half time, and I think we've got about 15 minutes left.
Oh, was it an OG?
Aye, it was even better. He scored it like he was scoring an actual goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 minutes to go and it's still 1-0.
Right. Daza, predictions for tonight. And will we get a clean sheet?
I'm going to...
Anybody? Do
Aye. I think so. Fuck off.
Fuck, man.
Things you don't want to know.
And they just
but anyway,
score.
that's them. Who cares about them? We're here to talk about Celtic.
Aye.
I think it's going to be... I think we're going to win the both halves, and I think we're going to win 2-0. So...
2-0.
I would take that. I would happily take that, but I would like to see a bit more. 3 or 4-0 would be nice for me. It'd be nice for everybody, let's be honest.
This sounds terrible, but I don't know. I know that Ferencvaros lost against Betis and they lost against Leverkusen, but all I heard was that they ran them close. I don't know the actual scores. So I'm thinking that they might be a tough nut to crack tonight. I'm still going to go for the Celtic win. No fear. I'm going to go for a 3-2 to Celtic. Yeah.
Clean sheet.
Right, okay, so let me write it down. I'm writing down Gavin 3-2 to Celtic. McGinty, what did you say? I apologise to the viewers, but I think my internet is lagging. Aye, McGinty, one more time.
It says...
Sorry,
Daza, can you hear
guys.
me?
I am totally apologising. I managed to mute myself.
I know that was one internet, man.
Sorry, all my fault,
Right,
guys.
McGinty,
All my fault.
what's your prediction for tonight?
I'm going with a 3-0 for the Celtic.
3-0 for Celtic. Right, okay. And Paddy, you went. Sorry, Daza, you went for 2-0 to Celtic.
We'll win the both halves 2-0, so it could be 2-3. But I'll go for 2 because Anthony's already went for 3, so I'll take 2.
Right, okay. Right, we're going for a Celtic victory. All three of us are anyway. Aye. Right, so we are going to come back after the full time whistle. We're going to do a post match review, and I hope that we're still smiling. I'm off work tomorrow, so I'm having a couple of rums tonight. So I apologise if I'm a little bit half cut whenever we do return. Is anybody else drinking tonight? Or are you all teetotal?
I'll have a couple of beers.
I'll have
for
a
the game.
couple of beers.
Yeah.
I'll have a couple of
By the way,
beers and watch
McGinney,
the
I
game.
really do like that top.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Excellent.
I'll try to keep this one off for the
Aye.
post match.
It looks like Flamengo, the Brazilian top. I always wanted to get that, but their crest, their club crest is too kind of reminiscent of Rangers.
Yeah, there's
And it's gutted me because Romario played for Flamengo, and I love that Brazilian team, but I can't do it. You'd get pulled up in Glasgow, you know what I mean?
You definitely would.
You'd get pulled up in the shades. Right, okay, Kenny, I would take a 1-0 win or even a draw. Right? Aye, a victory. Yeah. And as you say, if we get a point for tonight, then that probably secures us European football after Christmas. But that kind of does depend on Leverkusen and Betis going easy, like being professional for the remaining games, even though they are assured qualification. So we'll find out. Guys, any last thoughts before we finish off the pre-match review?
At this point, just want to see
Let's do
a
this.
good game of football tonight.
Let's do it. Do it now. Right. Right, okay, let's finish up and we'll come back after the game for the post-match review. Nice
Hail,
one,
hail,
guys.
Hail, hail.